Hi, my name is Andrew, and this is an unboxing of a focusing screen made by Focusing Screen in Taiwan, I believe. This one's for the Pentax K-r, and it is the Canon S Type screen with the autofocus frame on it, etched into it. I ordered it a few weeks ago, and there has been too many videos on the internet of an unboxing of this type of screen and installation, so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So this is how it was shipped to me. I know I've already pre-opened it, but just to show, this is how it was shipped to me with an extra sleeve around the outside with the address and everything on it. So well taped up. Unbox it. Got a lot of these little styrofoam thingies. Take those out. Seems to be well wrapped. And then it comes in this little bubble wrap bag. So you cut that open, take that out, and then all the parts are in another separate bag. Put those aside. Like this. Take those pieces out. We got two finger cots, so you don't get dust and fingerprints on the screen. We've got a pair of tweezers, and that's for removing the old screen, I do believe. These must be the, just notice this, these must be the shims that may be needed to adjust your focus. And then this is the actual focusing screen itself. As well, there's a little instruction page that says what the material list should be, and what website to go to for installation guide, and website for, or email address for support. And let's see, so focusing screen in box, we have clip. This is a tool to clip the focusing screen, remove the copper slip of the camera. So inside of here, I think that's where that is. Telescopic, not sure what that is. Transparent pad, 2 for each focusing screen, so that's these shims. Black sponge pad, maybe in here, and special tools. So I'm assuming these are special tools. So let's open this in another bubble wrap bag. And here you go. Here's the focusing screen up right here, as well with a special tool down here to insert and remove the old focusing screen and the new one. And this is all sealed, and there's a note on it saying focusing screen is a precision optics component with which is soft and fragile. Don't polish, touch, fall over, and clip the optics side directly to prevent possible scratches. Please clip the edge of the focusing screen while taking it out of the box. Cleanse the dust by using a small balloon blower if need to. We wish you smooth installing. Opening package, can't returns. It says right there. And a K-r S Type focusing screen with the autofocus frame, says down there. So we'll open this here now, very carefully. Let's see. Oh, okay. There we go. And I'm going to very carefully open this. And here's the tool, and what else is here? Let's see. This is the tool for holding on to the focus screen. Here's the actual focus screen and another little see-through bag. And what is this here? Is this anything? That is nothing. Okay. And that is it for unboxing. Next, I guess, is installation, so we'll see. This is a setup that I've done to compare what the old focusing screen looks like versus the new focusing screen, so that I can show it within the video. So what I have is I have 3 nails set up on my table here with my K-r in front, and I have a Canon S90 in the back with the pointed right through the viewfinder. So what I'm attempting to do here is I've pre-focused the K-r using live view, and I've on the middle nail and then using this hope to be able to compare what the old screen looked like versus the new screen. Currently this is the old screen, so I'll post the picture up within the video of the old screen, and I may be able to actually see what the difference is of darkness between the various screens. So I'm going to vary the aperture, so we're going to maybe be able to look at what the different brightnesses is at different apertures to see how this screen compares to the new focusing screen from a brightness point of view. There is some concern that there is a brightness difference. Anyway, it's time to put in the new screen. Okay, so now we're ready to remove the old screen and then install the new screen. So according to the instructions, which I have up here on the internet, first thing I should do is I should locate the point in which you can unclip the old screen. So if you see, wow, this is hard. Okay, so this is the old focusing screen in right here. This is the tweezers, and you can see right, let's see, right there where I've got those tweezers pointed, there's a little clip here. And what I'm supposed to do with these tweezers is I'm supposed to hook into that clip and pull it this way, and that should release this frame that you can see going around right here. So that should pop out, and then I should be able to remove the old focus screen. So let's see how that works. I'll try to show it at the same time as I'm doing it, but of course that's hard. Alright. I might have to turn it like this actually. So I have the camera upside down here now, and you can see the little clip right in here. So I'm just going to take my tweezers and I'm going to put them in, and I'm going to pull out on that little clip, and I can, there we go, and now that little door is free, so I should be able to lift up on that door, and it does, and the other focusing screen should be pretty easy to come out. I'm just going to lay down the camera and get this tool that came with it. There we go. Okay, so this is the tool. Just going to lift the camera up. I've got a piece of lint-free cloth here. I'm just going to lay the focusing screen on when I take it out, so I don't damage this one. And let's see, so that's going to swing down. Okay, so it's spring-loaded, so it wants to, this arm is spring-loaded, it wants to fall back. So I'm going to tip the camera up slowly. There we go. Give it a little shake, and you can see the focusing screen has fallen down, and you can see there's a factory installed shim there as well. So let's see if you can tilt that. Yeah, so right there, that little edge right there, that's the factory installed shim. The focusing screen is the clear part there, and then this is the clip that held it all in. So I'm going to take this little tool, which is just like a pair of pliers almost, and I'm going to find a good spot to put this focusing screen for. So I'm going to grab with this tool, and let's see how this works. Not that easy. Let's see. This tool might actually not fit for the old focusing screen. Let's see. I don't think it does, you know. I'm afraid I'm going to scratch it, so I'm just going to use these tweezers. And in fact, in the instructions on the internet, they say use these tweezers. I'm going to, where's the shim? Okay, the shim is up there. I'll get that shim out. Okay, well now that door just fell down a nice bit more. Okay, there's the shim, the factory installed shim. Just going to lay that here. And I'm going to grab a hold of the screen. Grab hold of the screen right here, like this, with the edge of my tweezers. And there we go. And there's the old focusing screen. Okay, so far so good. Just lay this down, and lay this focusing screen in the box, the old box, in the box, there. Just So now I have the new focusing screen right here. Looks to be the same size, hopefully. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that there for now. Have a look at what I've got here. So there's the door that folds up. Okay, so there's the door that's hanging there freely. So I've got to put my new screen in here. Now they've suggested installing one shim. I've read a couple of places that people with Pentax cameras didn't need any shims, so I'm going to try it first without any shims and see what happens. And the tab was on the right hand side, so that's this side. Okay, so they suggest putting these cots on your thumb and finger. So I'm going to put this one here, put this one here on my thumb, and put this one on my finger, and that way I don't get any dust on the screen. I'm going to use a pair of scissors here. I'm just going to cut the bag on the screen. There. Okay, so now the new screen is ready. Let's see how easy this tool works on this one. Maybe I should attempt to take it out first. Try to take it out of the plastic here first. There it is. Got it by the edges. I'm just going to clip this little thing on here. Yes, this one fits a lot better. And now it's really snug there, you can see, on this tool. So I'm going to take the K-r again. I'm going to lay that down for a second. So what they say is you're going to have to hold down this this tray. There we go. If you pull it out a little bit, it sort of falls down there. So now I'm going to lay this in here. Very gently. So I just got the focusing screen. I'm just going to lay it in the tray itself. Like so. Okay, so now I have that focusing screen laid on that tray. Now, let's just close it. And they say use your finger and just click it. Done. Installed. So there you can see the new screen installed. So now I'm just going to test out the focus and see how that works. So I've installed the new focusing screen inside the K-r, and I tested out the focus, and I actually tried installing no shim pleats at first, and the focus was severely back focused. So then I tried installing one shim plate, and it was still back focused. And then I tried installing the shim plate that was with the Pentax K-r with the old focusing screen, and then it was severely front focused, so that one was too thick, and that one is a metal one that's much thicker than the plastic ones that are provided by focusing screen. So then I installed two of the plastic shims supplied by focusing screen, and that seems to work pretty good. The photos now seem to be, or the focus seems to be exactly where it needs to be. So I will next attempt to try and see how much dimmer. The focusing screen, I must say, was a lot brighter than I thought it would be, and it was a lot different, but it does make it significantly easier to do manual focus. Now, the lens that I've been using is a regular 50mm SMC A, Pentax A 1.7. That's the one. That's the only lens now that I have that has that's the lowest aperture of all the lenses I have, and it made it a lot easier so far, just based upon taking a few pictures. So I'm now going to attempt to see how the brightness is affected using various apertures, f5.6, f8, f11, so on.
So this is some of my final thoughts and some of the results of the testing of the focus screen, the new focus screen by FocusingScreens.com. So this screen, just to recap, this was a Canon S Type screen, which from what I can tell is a Canon screen that Focusing Screen actually takes and trims down to the right size for the K-r, and then it also etches on the autofocus marks or whichever grid marks you would like to have, and I think you can actually do custom grid marking. From a focus accuracy point of view, it seems to, as a one day of use, to significantly increase the accuracy of focusing. I did take it for a test run today, and a greater percentage of my shots were in focus as opposed to previously with the stock screen. A good percentage of my shots were out of focus. I'd say with the stock screen I was averaging about 25% in focus, and just from today the majority of my shots were in focus with this new screen. It was quite a bit of difference actually. And as you can see on the screen here now, this is a comparison of the stock screen versus the new screen at f1.7 with the 50mm Pentax A 1.7 lens. On the left hand side, this focus is on the center nail, and on the right hand side, and you can see the difference in the blur, I guess the depth of field between the two cases. With the new screen, the nail on the front is significantly more blurred than the nail on the back. And as well, if you look in the background, there's a tripod I have there that happens to be in the background, and you can see that the legs in the tripod are significantly more blurred with the new screen than with the stock screen. The brightness at 1.7 appears to be about the same. In fact, the brightness of the 1.7 actually seems to be a little bit brighter. These were both taken using the Canon S90 at the same aperture, same shutter speed, same ISO. So the exposure should be the same for both. So all in all, it looks pretty good. You can see the difference of the autofocus marks, with the one on the right being the stock screen being a black sort of mark, and the ones on the left being sort of a ground, smooth, clear mark. The marking on the new focusing screen does not contain the center partial circle mark, letting you know where the center of the frame is, but I don't think that's a big concern. When you switch to say f5.6, you can see a big difference now in the brightness between the two screens, the stock screen and the new screen. The stock screen is much brighter than the new screen, and that's expected, and that's as per what they say in their documentation. Quite a bit of difference actually. So depending upon the situation, if you're shooting interior and low light, you may have a little bit more difficulty at f5.6 determining the focus, where the focus is. Note that this is a Pentax A lens. In order for me to actually get it to display f5.6 in the viewfinder, because with the Pentax A and Pentax N lenses, it automatically opens up to the widest aperture until it actually takes the photo. So to sort of trick it into showing me f5.6, you just unlock the lens a little bit and twist it slightly so that it disengages the aperture lever, and then set your ring to the appropriate f-stop. Or you could have used, say, for example, an M42 lens, which would work as well. But the f1.7 50mm that I had is the one that had the largest aperture, so I used that one. So it's a little bit of a trick. You can just unlock it and twist it slightly, and it'll disengage the lever, and you'll see it stop down. Switching to f8, again, it's much dimmer than the stock screen, the new screen is. One interesting thing to note is that the autofocus mark grid lines are much easier to see than the stock screen. That's a nice bonus. So should you want to use those autofocusing marks, they'll be much easier to see at higher f-stops. Switching then to f11, the new screen is quite a bit darker than the stock screen, almost to the point where it's not usable. past f11. So I would probably suggest that if you're going to use it past f8, f11, you may want to open your aperture to the widest possible, do your focus, and then close it down. That's probably the only way you're going to be able to use this past f11. But again, for most, for Pentax M, Pentax A lenses, they automatically focus using the widest aperture and only stop down when you actually depress the shutter button. It's only with, say, M42 type lenses or other lenses that you have to actually manually set the ring constantly, that you would have to worry about this situation. From an installation point of view, a few notes that I probably didn't mention during the installation, especially because I didn't show the actual installation of the new shims. That the shim goes on top of the screen, so it goes between the screen and the viewfinder. So it basically brings the focusing screen a little bit further away from the viewfinder. And you'll see when I took out the old shim, it should go in the same position. Secondly, one thing I did notice is dust. There is a few micro bits of dust and hair that is on my focusing screen now that I've got to try to clean off. I may have to take out the focusing screen again to try to blow off using an air blower. So I think, and I did lay it down at one point during the process, and it may have picked up something then. So the best bet, I would suggest that as soon as you take it out of the bag, install it directly in the camera. Don't lay it down. Don't do anything else with it. Just install it directly. Also, the tool that's supplied for gripping the screen, that sort of locks onto the screen, doesn't fit the stock screen. So you're going to have to use the tweezers to remove the stock screen and then use the tool to install the new screen. Lastly, multiple shims. As I stated earlier, I needed 2 shims to get the focus to work properly. The 2 shims are a little bit difficult to install because they have to be installed on top of each other and they have to line up. And when you push the focusing lever screen back up, it's a little bit tricky to get the 2 shims to line up. Finally, is it worth the money? So the screen is about $84–85 US, plus $14 or $15 shipping to Canada, which varies depending upon what country you're in. I think it is. Time will tell. We'll see how many more shots I get in focus. With regards to the brightness, I think I'll be able to live with that. I did not see any major problems with the light meter, affecting exposure using, say, aperture priority modes. It seemed to be fairly consistent with the stock screen, but again, that will time will tell. So thanks for watching. I hope this has helped you out in deciding whether or not you should buy a focusing screen or a competitor screen. And thanks for watching.